Alright everyone, it's time for another British MRE here, of course. They have 3 meals in them. It's a 24-hour MRE. I can't wait to dip into the Danish and French ones as well. I'll do the Danish one first. It has a soup in there that's unlabeled, and so I don't know exactly what it'll be. Probably mushroom soup or something. Anyways, we've got our main entree of the day. And just a second here while I use the autofocus so you can actually see the ingredients list. I'm going to try. There we go. Meatballs and pasta. Mainly meatballs, a bit of pasta, some tomato and stuff like that. They don't give you flameless ration heaters, so I'm going to put it in the hot water over here. Bloop. You don't need to heat it nearly as long as they say. They say boiling water for 7 minutes. Yeah, if you want to burn your mouth, I suppose. Now, big shout out. One clanker from the UK on the last video said that this energy drink powder stuff was known as Screech, I suppose. And I'm assuming that's because you screech when you drink it because it's massively sugary. I'm only going to use some of it in here because I don't like a lot of sugar in my diet. I'm taking one for the team here. First, I will describe the smell of the powder. Ooh, yeah. I mean, it's just indecipherable. It's a mysterious white powder. It's like the kind you'd find at a, culture club concert, I suppose. Now, it should change color when we... No, kitty, I don't think you want to be up here with the boiling water. I don't think that's the greatest idea. Does it change color? I don't need to use all of it. I'm not going to drink the whole thing. I'm not crazy. Clank, clank, kitty, that's... Really, it's a terrible idea to be up here right now. No, it's a terrible idea. Now the cat's trying to cock-block me from having lunch, I suppose. We've got our nuts and digestive biscuits left over. Let's see. It's kind of dissolving. Let's see. A little bit of an off-pink color. Looks a little bit like radioactive waste to me. Oh. That's a good idea that I didn't put in more. That's definitely, kitty, you don't want Screech. Very sugary, yeah. It's not terrible, though. Kind of like high C more than anything, I suppose. I think some of that in the bottom is still gonna dissolve. Yeah, it's not fully dissolved. You know, you could do what other rations do and make sure that that actually changes color when it dissolves. And then we've got our just nuts. Again, there's literally nothing but nuts in it. I'm just massively hungry right now. You can probably tell that the baby's over there having playtime with her mother. There's literally nothing wrong with this, other than you need to salt it or season it or something. They give you plenty of nuts. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know. Yeah. Show you the composition of nuts here. I'll try to anyway. Whoop. You probably heard that. I know this is a little bit jury-rigged as far as the recording setup goes. But, for right now, it's the best I can do. It's mostly peanuts, little cashew, and then some almond. None of them were salted. There's nothing wrong with that, I suppose, but, you know, you could throw in, you know, a little dash of seasoning of some sort. Packed in a factory that handles other nuts, sesame seeds, gluten, soy, milk, and mustard. Multi-purpose. British ingenuity. By the way, I don't like talking with my mouth full. Anyway, some people said that they had never seen someone put like a spread on digestive biscuits. I'm like, what else are you supposed to use it for? And they have strawberry spread in there, but there's no crackers. There's just the digestive biscuits. Or you can dip it in your tea. No, thank you. Very pale hue there. It's I don't know. That's not as bad as I expected. Although that's supposedly raspberry flavor, and it tastes slightly of watermelon for some reason. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I know when you're hungry enough, you just don't give a fuck. Okay. Like a giant tea bag. Haha, the British would understand. Take one more bite of the nuts. And then I want to show you those meatballs because, again, I got starving. Liz is making her delicious potato leek soup tonight. And by the way, there's almost nothing better. I make good soups, but if it's anything creamy, you probably would like Liz to cook it and not me. She just does it the old-fashioned way. Lots of leek, lots of onion. That's what I'm talking about. But that's not for some hours, and I couldn't stave it off any longer. My hunger is just 100 out of 100. Only eaten about half of them. The other one is, fuck was it called? It's, Pindi Chana Aloo. Water, chickpeas, onions, tomato paste, potatoes, refined sunflower oil, ginger, spices, salt, tamarind, and it's a pretty good sized packet actually. It seems like the ration components are bigger in the British MREs than most, and they just have fewer of them. So there's no flameless ration heaters. They're missing a few components, but then they give you a bunch of sugar, despite the fact that this is mostly sugar already, and they've got 4 of them in there. You literally get 9 drinks with this. This one had 4 fruit drinks, 2 of which were energy drinks with the maltodextrin and stuff, 2 of which weren't. Then you get the hot chocolate, 2 tea bags, and 2 coffees. You also get about 6 sleeves of sugar. Diabetics should not be eating British MREs. It's even worse. Somehow it's worse than the Kazakh MREs. I went through that years ago, and I was surprised there were like 8 huge sleeves of sugar, like 4 times your daily allotment for a couple of fucking tea bags. And it didn't really make sense at the time. Now, for the main event. And I already know that I like this because I had it actually in the first British MRE that I ate years ago. And it's the same exact thing. It's just that they've changed it now. Instead of having like the soup and like the side sort of thing, they added a 3rd main meal component, and that's the modernization of the ration. This should be roughly the same, and I did enjoy it at the time. Again, it's nothing special, but it's also, I mean, it's fully edible. It's pretty good. I'm gonna try to get you a picture of this. Let's see if I can get that over there without burning my hand. Oh boy, I'm trying. There we go. There's some meat in there. It's mostly meat. Let's see if I can spear a meatball. Yeah, it hasn't changed a bit. Pretty good. The meatballs are better than the pork sausages. The bangers. I'm gonna show you a meatball here. As close as we can. Oh yeah, nice and steamy. And it's mostly beef. The baby is upset at something at the moment. You're not old enough for MREs yet. They're full of preservatives. Not good for you. Overall, about the same as I remember it. It's good. Nothing wrong with it. It's sort of like the pork sausages. I said 7 out of 10, almost an 8 out of 10 on that. I'd say the same for the meatballs. Honestly, considering the reputation of British cooking, it's not all that bad. British cooking has, what was the old moniker? It was baked, boiled, and bland, I think was the old moniker that they gave to British cooking. This is not bland. It's very tomatoey and more herby than the beans and the pork sausage. Again, it might be equivalent more to truck stop diner food than, you know, something homemade. For what it is, though, it's not bad. Yeah, I'll try to show you. Working with some meatballs there. I see nothing wrong with it. Of course, you gotta realize, I'm not from Mexico or some place where seasoning is considered incredibly important. I'm from New England, where it's basically British cuisine anyway. I'm just happy to have food in my stomach. And again, I can imagine if you fucking march 20 miles or something like that, yeah, you really don't care at some point. I think when I bought this, I think that was the only menu from the vendor that was available. And that's why I got this one, even though this one is redundant, but it's actually kind of valuable knowledge because they definitely have not changed the meatball recipe or the consistency. They haven't reduced the amount of meat. There are a considerable number of meatballs in this, so it's more hearty than the actually than the pork sausages with the beans. I think I would show you that, but it's gonna fall off the fork. Again, take a look at this beauty here. Yeah, meatballs. Some people say military cuisine is terrible. I got an experiment here. We're gonna go mad for a minute here. Yeah, why not? I'm probably not gonna drink the whole thing anyway. Oh, I don't have anything to start with. A little bit of meatball residue never hurt nobody. I know you love the fucking clank anyway. Don't try to deny it. That's what I'm talking about. Little clumps at the bottom. Okay, now it's got more of a pinkish hue. I don't know how much raspberry's in that though. It tastes mysteriously like watermelon to me. It kind of looks like a watermelon drink. Ooh. Yeah, watermelon bubble gum. I'm not detecting any raspberry in that. It says raspberry. I'll prove it. Look. Raspberry. It doesn't say fucking bubble gum. This tastes just like it's like chewing bubble gum but in liquid form. I can understand why you wouldn't want this on a regular basis, and they give you 4 of them. Now, takes care of the thirst, I suppose. Imagine you put all 4 of them together in the same cup of water, hot water too. You really steam it down and get it mixed real good. Then it's like a whole nother universe of cuisine, not even a whole nother world potentially. I gotta show y'all. Like some good meatballs. I'd put this up, this would be on the same tier kind of as the US ratatouille, which is also really good. That's a vegetarian meal though, it doesn't have meat in it. The sauce is similar. It must be because of all the preservatives. Not bad at all. Again, nothing special, but it's trust me, I've tried MREs from Kazakhstan and Poland and Ukraine and Russia and Czech Republic, Spain, etc. Britain's actually on the high tier. The best tier would be the Scandinavian ones and supposedly French and Italian. I've got a French one, I haven't tried it yet. And that's sort of the top tier. I don't know where Denmark falls in. I think that's upper tier as well. And then you have British, US, and Australian would be the high tier. They're well organized, they're well designed. They're not quite as comfy. Certainly as the Italian MREs, but they're up there. I liked the Australian CRMs. Subscriber sent me 4 of them, 4 24-hour packets long ago, and I munched my way through all of that shit. Oh, it was a great time. What I want is get like a Japanese MRE or something. Something that has like squid in it or something like that. Just kidding, it's Asia. It's probably mostly rice with a sauce with it. Only one meatball left. There you go. Yeah, sticks, hex, and hammers hunger. Jesus. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I'd say 7 out of 10. Same as the pork sausages. Again, I had the meatballs before in the old MRE design. And while I like the old design kind of better, the new one is definitely more space-saving. It makes more sense from a strategic standpoint. The one thing, you gotta salt the nuts, or at least, you know, roast them and put some herbs or some shit in there, some paprika at least. That's number one. Give people some crackers and spread or something. Don't include the strawberry spread when apparently the British don't put it on the digestive crackers. It doesn't make any sense. What are you supposed to do? Eat it out of the little strawberry jam packet? Give them something to fucking put it on, or give them some peanut butter. And drop the amount of goddamn sugar. Christ almighty. If you drank all 4 of the fruit drinks, and then you had the coffee and tea with the sugar that was included, 2 slips per, Christ, you'd be buzzing all night. You'd never sleep. I know it's important if you're on a forced march or something like that, but I'm... Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're going to give your soldiers diabetes. Give them some more protein. Drop half the sugar and increase the protein count. That's what I would do. Maybe add some biltong from Anton's as well. People would be thanking you. Good. Nothing special, but good. Decent. Like if I got this, if I did have to march 15 miles or something, I'd be happy to have some of these meatballs at the end of it. So yeah, there's your MRE. Menu 1, Meal 2, and of course tomorrow hopefully we'll be doing the Pindi, whatever it was called, Pindi Chana Aloo, I believe it's called, which I think is a chickpea mainly based meal. Not bad. Nothing terrible in this ration. Even the Screech is edible. It's just, how much of it do you really want to drink? I don't think you want to drink too much of it, dude. That's about all. Peace out.